Okay, so I'm doing the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, hop aboard the AIM train. Choo choo.
I mean, that's good enough. Send it.
All right. First question.
Okay, let's talk about names because
Yes.
we didn't have a name last time. We had no idea what we were gonna go with for it, right?
Mm.
And Pingu, you had the idea of taking an AIM term and flipping it to be
Yeah.
also relevant to the podcast.
Yeah.
And we asked for name suggestions. And we got some good ones.
The idea for that came from a bottle song channel. Like, it was called blade bias, and it's just a term that people use to describe the balance of the knife, but it's also, it makes sense for like someone giving their opinion on something. So I was going through all of these different terms, like polling rate, dynamic clicking, just sitting there saying them all out loud. It's like, do any of these make sense at all?
I don't know if you remember, you were unmuted in the call with me, and I kept back and you just say dynamic clicking, static bots. You lost it.
Like hypnosis to AIM train.
What were the
We
good?
did
I liked the MVP idea.
That was cute.
That was cute.
Miss Colors, Viscose, Pingu, with the E at the end.
Yeah, you call me Pingue.
What's the other one?
AIM 2. It's a good one.
Not
A
calling
lot
it
of people
Is it
said
though?
that.
Was it?
Let's see. We can just read through the comments in the one that you posted.
Yeah, sure. Go for
AIM
it.
the mic, dot clickers, AIM gossip, AIM centric podcast with Viscose, trash AIM legally different from trash taste. Viscose says AIM assist needs to be left. Whole arm podcast that will trigger the roller player joy emoji.
I like that one.
Armbot arm assist. Armbot is pretty good. I've actually never heard that one before.
I like that.
This guy's got every permutation here. All AIM all brain? All AIM no brain? Or all AIM all brain no AIM?
Gotta cover all the bases. And I think we all agree on what the best one was.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a clear winner for sure.
Yeah.
The first
was,
reply too, pretty much.
Yeah.
Raw input.
Yeah, raw input. Done like so well.
clever.
I was so mad that someone came
that
up with
is
it that
fire.
fast. It's too good. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, what the hell? That name is crazy.
Thank you. Ukulal1324.
Shout out.
And then I guess we should also just say thank you for all of the support on the previous episode. I don't know about you two. I guessed 1,000 views. That was my genuine estimate for
Me too.
What was it?
1,000.
I'm just shocked at how many views and people liked it.
Yeah,
Can't
really
believe
positive
it.
responses. I appreciate it. And we need more questions badly.
Yeah.
The one limiting factor of doing this weekly is going to be running out of questions. So whatever you want to
We
know.
haven't said that yet, actually. So we're going to try do weekly. Yeah, if we have enough questions. So
Doesn't necessarily have to be AIM related. If you want to hear something about one of us, just talk about a topic that is relevant to us. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just ask away.
I was thinking that, or peripheral related, or
That's
game
true.
related, even.
not even
anything, really.
FPS related, for games.
Yeah.
I know you've been playing. Oh, we should save that for the question about what games we've been playing recently. So,
Not too early, mate.
oh, and in the comments, if you could ask one question to the voltaic Matty, what would you ask him? For no reason in particular.
No reason.
No, yeah, just for no reason. If you could ask Matty one question, what would you ask him?
All right. Guess we'll get into it then, right? Is there anything else we're going to cover?
You want to start with the dead game one?
That one is good. That one is good.
That one is
good
very good. I don't actually know my answers, so I'll let you two go first, and I'll ponder.
Question is, if you could revive one dead game or keep one game online forever, what would that be and why?
Now, Pingu, I was really interested in your answer for this
I
question
love
because
dead games.
my initial response was TF2, and I didn't hesitate. I said TF2, and then I thought about it, and then I'll let you go from here.
Right. So the issue with TF2 is that it will be online basically forever. And I don't want to say not in the way that I wanted to, but like if I could use this question to have the competitive side of TF2 be like mainstream, then yes, I would spend my one wish on that. But I don't think that's really fair because the game is alive. It's just not alive in like the capacity I enjoy as much. I suspect JD, your answer would be 2019 though, right?
I mean, for me it's hard because it's like I have to not let my like nostalgia
Mm-hmm.
overrule my answer.
Yeah, it's probably a
Because
lot of
like
COD,
initially,
right?
yeah, a lot of COD, yeah. Initially, I want to say like Black Ops 2, but like, I don't know. Like, it was a great game, but I feel like it's best left in the past, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't have, to be fair, it didn't have it multiplayer wise. It didn't have that much content. Um, and then again, I want
And
to
you
say
still put
Vanguard
like so
because
much time into it, even though it didn't have.
yeah. Again though, I want to say Vanguard because like I loved it. I had so much fun. I played it every day, but then I know a lot of people didn't like it, so it's like I don't know. If I had to say a game, I'll say MW 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people liked it. People state it as their like golden age of COD, best mouse input, you know.
You're being very
I had
courteous. The premise of the question is that people are like forced to play this game, and you're still thinking about like, oh, will they have fun with
well,
it?
because I mean, I like Vanguard, but it's like one of the most hated CODs, you
Yeah,
know.
I've seen that. That surprised me because both
Which
of you
it's
two
weird.
really
I love
liked
that
it.
game.
Mm.
It's so good.
Was it
How
just
about
like
you? Like it was kind of when I was playing solo, it wasn't great, but whenever I would play with anyone else, it was really fun.
I
It just
see.
Game
felt
is
a lot more
good.
casual than COD does now. It didn't feel as like like I had to
Yeah.
be locked in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like fun modes. I really like the big, like 12v12.
Yeah, and there was like fucking like 14v14 on like
We
smaller
versed
ish
each other in
maps.
that one like 3
Yeah,
times.
we did. Yeah, we did.
um,
But I mean, at the same time, 2019 had the same. It had like 10v10 and stuff, and I know a lot of people like that game. I love that game as well. It's just weird for me because like for half of that game I was on controller, and then the other half I was on mouse and keyboard, and I was a very new player, so I was I was not exactly going off, so to say. But I love that game as well. I have such good memories of it. I would log on and play it every day, with friends and stuff. I would have to say MW 2019.
that makes sense to me.
Have you thought of your answer, Laura?
No, but Pingu,
Oh,
you
I
haven't
thought
given
I
yours
yapped
either.
a lot.
That's
Love
true.
it.
That's true. My second, the game that come to mind second is Diabolical. I have a lot of love for my time with that game. It had like a really compelling comp scene to me. I competed in there a little bit in like a semi-competitive, semi-casual mode. It's a great party game. It's like a love letter to FPS nerds. Like all these things that you can customize in like a source game, like your HUD, your insane FOV, or things like that. It's all like built in and has like UI. It's so nice. It
I
runs like a
remember being
dream.
so impressed when the game had like CM per 360 in the options menu.
Right? You just type that shit in like it's Kovacs. It's great.
I can tell you're so passionate about it.
Freaking I miss it. I miss it. This is good times for sure.
We
And-
play when you're here though.
And the light comp's solid too. Like it's playable across probably like 120 ping is where it breaks. But it's pretty good still. But I don't know. I guess Gundam Evolution too. Oh my god.
It's a hard question, eh? I want to bring multiple games. But
Yeah.
gotta choose one.
I have
think
an opposite issue where I don't even know what I'd pick. Like, nothing really stands out to me now that's like a dead game that I really liked. Maybe it's
You're
odd.
such a hater.
Yeah, I hate all video games.
Yeah.
you did
I
leave
know,
it.
like
You did make a comment to me that was really striking one time, where you said that I am more passionate about Gundam Evolution than you have been about any FPS game.
That's true.
Accepting Kovacs or no?
No, including.
Damn. I'm just. All right.
I can tell though you love that game.
I do.
I can tell.
I do.
You probably have me beat for both Diabolical and Gundam, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, for Gundam though, God. Yeah, that would probably have to be my answer, to be honest. I could play that game forever.
I think
It was
Gundam
just-
would be close to being mine too, as long as I can make
Really?
a couple of changes. I
Yes,
really
the
liked it.
problem is the frame rate cap for sure.
I was playing at
What was
90
it capped at?
FPS.
120.
It's capped at 120, but it like broke on AMD CPUs.
PS5 ass game.
Yeah. The crazy thing is too is that this is like sort of related, sort of not. I just want to talk about it. Where
Go for it.
the reason that they couldn't fix it was because they said like all the physics were tied to having a higher frame rate. So like you could uncap it in the firing range, and things would start breaking. Things would start getting weird. And then as
What in
soon
the Fallout?
and I was like, okay, that makes sense. There's another game called Gigantic, where they released it ages ago. It died down. It's kind of like something between a third-person shooter and a MOBA, sort of similar-ish to Deadlock, but less lane-driven. Was 60 FPS back then, ended up dying, came back like last year, and was still locked at 60. And there were people who existed that I did not realize still existed, where they're like, you can't see past 60 anyway, or like, you guys are so
No
spoiled that the
way.
game is coming
No.
back and you're complaining about frame rate? It's like,
I guess
God.
there was that Twitter thing like a few weeks ago where, oh, who was it? Was it TGG? Posted about 30 FPS.
Yeah, it was TGD.
Twitter was like hating on him for it.
Yeah, and like I fully agree with him. Like 30 is unplayable. 60 like is also unplayable, but 30 is like a stone age. Like you know. I can't imagine playing on 30 FPS anymore.
I couldn't
really
do
can't.
it.
I mean,
I feel
I guess
like-
I've been spoiled, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had that same feeling for 120 yet. Like, I guess in like a competitive game, 120 is like pushing it. But like single player stuff, I don't care if I'm getting 120. That's fine.
Honestly, for Gundam, I got used to it too. Like, first time you play it, it felt a bit strange, but like as you are just playing it a lot more, I don't know, it wasn't that bad. Obviously, it'd be
If
better
it was
higher,
locked at
but-
120, I'd probably be okay with it too. But like, I don't know, watching my clips, I'd get dips to 80, 70.
Oof,
Like,
oof,
it was not good.
That's not okay. I miss it though. I miss it dearly.
Yeah, that would probably be my pick. But since you picked that one, I'm going to pick Diabolical. I never really got to
What?
play it, but if you picked Diabolical, I would have picked Gundam. You know, since Gundam's already alive in this
That's
hypothetical
cool,
world.
actually. We got like the same top
Really,
two then.
Probably.
Is there anything
yeah.
else? Any other dead games that you used to really enjoy?
Battlefield 4 was the other one
Yeah.
I was thinking of. I would
Really?
like
That's a
to
good
learn that
one.
game's movement properly, and I don't know, good maps, good movement.
I hated that game, eh? I mean, I played it on console, but
yeah,
Yeah.
every time I loaded up, I was like, even the campaign, I played a campaign, I was like, this is like,
Dang.
I'm bored.
It's
Oh,
a
it wasn't
really,
great.
really interesting game. What it's become is so
Yeah.
different of what it was designed to be as an
That's
FPS. The
it was
mobility,
made as like this like crazy scale, like blow up the massive building. but
yeah,
the micro movement is so cool to me.
it's so cool, dude. I honestly think that Battlefield 4 might have like the coolest track videos of any game.
It's up there for me. I don't know if I can say coolest.
Hmm.
It's really nice though.
That's actually a good question though. Sorry.
Yeah,
to
that is a good
derail,
question.
But like, what's the coolest game that you like watching?
Yeah, specifically montages. I think
Yeah.
there is so much like the clips in BF4 just ooze style, and people are doing so much that like is like effective movement, and also is just like so cool with the way that you just
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Thinking about like Rock's frag movies, he's so
Yeah.
sharp and like so good at integrating movement into fights. I think it might be Apex though, just because
Okay,
of the
yeah.
variety of styles and like the clips can be contextually more interesting too in terms of what's going on.
You're right. And there's more
And it has
aim.
probably a deeper aim.
Yeah. That's
Both
definitely
are
a good
great
answer.
though.
it is really cool how different two Apex frag videos can be.
Yeah.
I think the level of expression is definitely greater than BF4.
What about for you, JD?
I'm probably not the best person to ask. I mean, I'm not really an Apex player. If I see Apex clips on my timeline, I kind of just skip them.
Really?
Rude.
Yes, because I don't know what's going on. I've played that game for like 10 hours. I don't know.
You owned.
You did.
You got the
No.
1v3 in the building with a shotgun against the Revenant?
It was a shotgun. It doesn't count.
Yeah, it
But
does.
anyway. I mean, the clips that I like watching the most, it might sound weird. I really like Valorant clips.
Really?
'Cause-
Yeah.
But yes,
see that.
because it's something that I can't do. Like, it's something I just can't play that game. It's too slow. I can't deal with the movement nerf or whatever, you know. But when I see like a really good Valorant clip, I'm like, fuck yeah, I wish I could do that.
Okay, fair. I like watching, like Sarah's stuff where she's like so controlled at dealing with like multiple
Sarah-
targets really quickly.
Do you know Saw Jorah?
Yes.
Oh, his clips.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
I posted one in our GC earlier, like, this guy makes this game look fun. And you said, like,
Yeah,
don't fall
it's
for
like-
it.
Yeah, every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to download Valorant. But then I go download Valorant and I get my shit rocked. And I'm like, I want to play Call of Duty. I don't like it. But yeah, that's my answer.
CS is up there too, honestly. Feel like there's
CS is good, but again, I feel like I don't know what's happening most of the time, which is really weird. But
interesting. So Valorant's like more readable for you?
yeah,
That's
but I mean,
cool.
it's because I have
you also
about
played it.
I
That's right.
have 100 hours in Valorant. I have like maybe 10 in CS:GO. I used to play it on my laptop. I played gun game. I remember getting called out by someone who went through my like Steam stats, and they were like, your most used gun is the P90. So that's my Counter-Strike history. I was like, yeah, it's a good gun in Call of Duty.
I was a bias enjoyer. I can't even hate. I didn't want to be. It felt so bad is that like I wanted to be like Scout Deagle every round, and then I would just buy the fucking Bison and do like 3 times as well.
Yeah, because I know, like, my teammates spectating me when I bought the P90, they were like, we're losing this game. It's over.
Okay, in silver back then, that shit was overpowered though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I feel
I wish-
validated.
I wish I could remember what gun it was. It might have been the MP7 that I like really liked when I first tried the game. I don't know why. It doesn't even stand out. It doesn't even have the cool mag of like P90 Bison. I
I get it. There's always a gun that like just calls to you, even if it's not OP or the meta.
I haven't picked it up in 5 years, so I guess it stopped calling to me.
Unfortunate. It misses you.
The last one I want to throw in.
Target switch.
The last one I want to throw in is TF2, just because I've watched probably like 400 hours of TF2 frag videos. They're all so different, so interesting, so different, like stylistically and between classes. Like, but I think in terms of like, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Is it like aura? Apex and BO4 definitely clears it, unfortunately.
Got that TF2 aura.
I'm old, okay?
That
I don't know
sounds
what
like
this
an
word
insult.
means. I'm trying to be hip
It
with the
does. If
kids.
someone said that to me, I'd be like, oh, I gotta retire. I'm too old for this shit.
There are going to be a couple TFT players that watch us that are very angry at us.
Unsubscribed immediately. Sorry.
Alright, should we move on from this question?
What was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
what was the original question? Oh, the dead game. There's not a
Dead game. I
single
think-
other game that like speaks to you that you played as like as a kid.
It was mostly single player. I can still go kill bots in Battlefield 2.
I guess so. All right, fair enough then.
Yeah.
But you would still pick Diabolical over BF4.
I think so.
Okay.
I really like the time I did spend with that game. I probably, I don't know, maybe I have 50 hours? 30, 50? It was very fun. Played it in like
I mean,
2020.
I have an answer that's like different. That's like I always played Quake 3 Arena with bots and stuff, but I never once played it online because I didn't have internet. I was really young and stuff. I would love to play that game online with other people.
How much did you two
If I
play
could-
against bots, just in general?
A lot.
Every day I would get home from like fucking like preschool, and I would get on the family computer. Yeah, legit though, preschool.
Me too.
My dad got me into video games when I was like 4 years old. Like it's been a passion of mine for a long time.
The idea of going to school and like learning the alphabet and then coming home and
Yeah.
playing Quake 3 Arena is so
Yeah.
funny.
I just remember.
I remember a day. You go.
Sorry, I remember the levels in space with the jump pads, and you would
Yes! Oh
verse
my
Zero.
God.
I think it was the last boss, and you would use like
It
the
was.
railgun and shit. Yeah, yeah.
I
That was
remember
me.
a day when I just stayed home from school. I was sick, and I just played through the whole thing like twice
Yeah.
over in that day.
Oh, I would play through it, and then I would immediately restart and play through it again. Like
Yeah.
it didn't get boring to me. I loved it. I think, yeah, if I could, obviously MW 2019, but like, I would love to play Quake 3 online. I never ever got the chance to.
Have you played
You
Quake
might
Live?
enjoy playing like Diabolical with us then.
Yeah, you're right.
I probably would.
Okay, next podcast, we 2v2 in Diabolical with Matty. While podcasting,
What are the teams? What are the teams? Do I get Maddie?
I guess.
I win.
I think he's more of a like Quake Champions guy.
Shit, that's not good news for me.
I have a very vivid memory of Battlefield 2 had the same like 64 player
Yes, yes.
maps, but they were locked. Do you remember them being locked? You could only play 64 in multiplayer.
Yes.
That's
But
a scam.
there was a thing you could do in the files to unlock them single player. I remember
Oh, I
figuring
didn't
that
know
out.
that.
I was like 7 years old or something. I got it working. And I don't know how.
I would go to my cousin's house. I would play on his computer. I would play Battlefield 2 and Vietnam bots, but I was
Nice.
too dumb to figure out like file changes.
And they also they have so many weapons in that game. You know, every like class they each have 3 like primary weapons that you can swap
Really?
between in multiplayer. Yeah, and I'd never seen them before.
I don't remember what I did, but I just remember having so much fun, like running around the map, like not even shooting things.
Did
I was like, this is crazy.
Did either of you play Battlefront 2, Star Wars?
I've played
Did you?
Battlefront 1 on PS4. I
Okay,
really
okay.
like that game.
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
play Battlefront 2.
That was my game for just running around the map and just enjoying my time there, and then
That game,
with bots.
sorry, that game was the first game on PS4, just first game in general where I was like, holy fuck, the graphics in this are crazy.
Wait, do you mean the remake?
A Battlefront 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
the 2015 game?
Okay.
You're talking about the
I'm talking about the
2000
ancient one.
I don't
Okay.
know that one, sorry.
Never mind. I thought I had
I
a
know
friend.
of it.
I'm not too old for that one.
I know
Sorry.
of it. I know it's very popular, but I haven't played it. I played a bit of 2015 on a friend's PlayStation. Sorry, I'm evil. I didn't play the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the first
What was the
question.
original? Yeah. What was the original
Next.
question that we were getting at? Okay, we'll get this out of the way quickly. Thoughts on angle snapping and motion sync, etc. in mouse settings. Do you notice any benefits or even negatives? I can give like a super nerdy answer for this one, but do you two have any experience with these? Like,
I have a really short answer, so if you
The
want to know
fact that
go for it.
angle snapping became a trend is crazy to me.
okay, yep, you've this is pretty much what I think as well. I
Like,
don't get it.
How can you not? I don't know. It's like there's a culture around Dark Souls of like you don't want easy mode? Are you crazy? Like you're putting on the training wheels for horizontal movements, and like there's an active detriment. You can no longer make small vertical adjustments outside of the whatever.
I have no idea
I don't
how
get
it
it.
became popular. I think it's awful. I don't see a reason to use it. Motion sync. depends on the implementation, but typically I say to keep it off unless you're using like a mouse company that you trust's like implementation of it, and even then it doesn't really matter at higher like polling rates.
That's interesting.
1K I would probably use motion sync. Yeah, I don't really see a reason for angle snapping to like be used ever.
Yeah, my experience was I turned angle snapping on. I know it was like a big Valorant thing. I turned it on in Call of Duty and I was like, this is really bad. I really don't like this. Turned it off. Motion sync, I don't notice the difference. So I just keep it off.
I don't get how
fair.
like the whole best part of the mouse is that what you input is what you get. And you want to remove that? You want to make it so never mind.
Well, what if I don't input a headshot and then it gives me a headshot?
Interesting theory.
Angle snapping cheating?
I
That'd be
really
a good
should make a
thumbnail.
video about
sure there's a
angle snapping
million.
at some point and like talk about why it's not good. Because like
Clickbait
I
that
don't know,
shit.
it's not really talked about too much anymore, which is why I haven't really thought too much about it. No, are there still people like using it?
Surely not.
It feels like I'm about a year too late to the trend.
Really? I feel like it's like people look it up a lot and probably get those videos that are like, use angle snapping and you will become a better player, you know?
Yeah. Never mind. There definitely are people who still using it.
Yeah. That's a good video idea for you, actually. Nobody steal that, by the way. That's Viscos's idea.
Copyrighted idea.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what if you drop like,
on
is
that
angle snapping
note-
still overpowered in 2024? And then the whole video is just you flaming. It's like, no, it's never been good.
Yeah.
It's terrible. If you thought it was good, you're bad.
15-second video. Are you using angle snapping? You're a fucking idiot. Turn that shit off.
God.
Flip it, post it on YouTube. That's the video. On
YouTube
the note of
Shorts,
like
Meta?
mouse stuff though, I feel like we should talk a bit about. Well, there's a question from Silly JVNE. What do you think about the peripheral review space? Who wants to go first? I feel like we
Not
all have
me.
some opinions here. Maybe a little disclaimer that we're not saying this to flame anyone. It is a change I would like to see in the community, not something I'm blaming any community member for.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything wrong. You're not a bad reviewer. It's just like things that would be cool to see develop within the community.
Yeah. I don't have anyone in mind.
Me
It's just
neither.
in general.
I made a comparison to it in the first video I did in my second channel recently that I feel like we could take some inspiration from. So I
Sure.
name dropped blade bias earlier, but as I've been getting more into butterfly knives, there's a small but fairly tight knit reviewers scene where people will be unboxing their knives, flipping them, designating whether or not a review is first impressions or like used for a longer period of time, and making comments about the flipping experience, right? I feel like there are so many things there that don't translate to peripherals in terms of like things that are good to do for reviews but aren't happening in the peripheral space. First one being the flipping part, where it's being used and you can visibly see how the knife actually functions, right? And with the aim stuff, there is that consideration of like, oh, well, most of it's player skill, but there are still some things you can draw. Like the first time I saw the Titan 1, which admittedly is a niche mouse, I noticed that the player was having a really hard time making micro adjustments. And now that I have one, it's like really hard to make micro adjustments. There are some observations you make, and obviously it's not quite as direct as the flipping comparison. But the second is player skill, where somebody who is more experienced with FPSs will have more informed opinions about peripherals. And in the ball-song community, you can immediately tell when somebody's good at flipping, right? And they'll often like have a collection that they can compare to. And these things aren't things you can do in the peripheral community because most reviews don't have gameplay. And I feel like that's kind of a shame. I'm not saying you have to be like, Grandmaster and Kovac just to make any video on peripherals. And there are a lot of other things that go into making a good review other than just being good at games. But it's just one more factor for the viewer to take into account. there are reviews that are out there that are good and have important info, but I don't see why you can't have both.
A big thing for me is like I don't see why you wouldn't have gameplay. In the video I made on the OP1, it was like how I filled a lot of the video time where I'm just like talking about something I can't really find relevant footage to. I just put gameplay, and it's applicable because I'm using the mouse and people can see that I'm like, yeah, playing with the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it shows that you've actually tested it, given it extensive use in game, and have the experience to back up your opinion. I'm not really sure why it's not common.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to say. It's just more like, I mean, if someone's watching a mouse review, it's because they want to see how it performs, you know?
To me,
I don't
it's
see why you wouldn't have gameplay.
right. To me, it's equivalent to like doing a review on a baseball bat and then never using it in the video.
Yeah.
That's like crazy to me. I don't see the logic and why we're
Is
like
it just
okay
like
with that.
is it like an effort thing where it's just easier to like turn the camera on?
I think it's just a
One
culture thing
take?
where this has become the standard and there's only a few people breaking that mold.
Yeah, I agree with Pingu. It's like, there's a lot of reviews I watch where there's no gameplay at all. And it's just like, I don't know, like, for me, if I'm buying a new mouse, especially if it's like an expensive mouse, like, I want to see how it performs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is there issues or is there, like...
I mean, there have
been
been some mice I tried where like people would definitely notice a degradation in my gameplay. Like it would be worse because it just isn't as good. Either the shape's not suitable or there's extra like latency. At least I would notice it.
I was about to say, like, your standards of like mistakes and aim, I'm not sure the average person is seeing that, but you could talk
average
about it.
person is not seeing it.
And you could use visual examples of showcasing the difference.
I
And
did
that's
with the OP1
valuable.
WWE,
Right, yeah.
for like the flick stability.
Yeah. That's a great example, yeah. The next part of the comparison from the ball song community is oh, what was I gonna say?
Is this about
First impressions. Well,
yeah.
actually, no. It's about the vocabulary that people use when they review things. In that community, there is mention of how does it feel in the hand. You know, how premium does it feel? What are the tolerances like? But for the most part, it's about performance, because that's the more preferential side of things. It's not just reading off like, oh, this thing is like 4 ounces. It's this long. They'll be saying like, well, it's good for this kind of trick, but not as good for this one, or it's more similar to this in that it's good at just particular functions, and that doesn't seem to happen a lot in the peripheral space. And there are exceptions to this rule for sure, but it's strange to me when I get to an end of the peripheral view and I do not have any additional information that I could not get off of the website. Nobody's talking about how does it affect your aim.
I feel like that's a thing that a lot of people do. They just read the website and
Which
give
is a
the-
shame because like for me, the whole reason I'm trying these peripherals is how does it affect my aim? Is it more
Yeah.
comfortable? Can I aim better on it? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's such a massive part of talking about these products that's just like missing. I was actually talking to Techless the other day about something adjacent to this, and there are actually monitor reviews where the people reviewing the monitor don't have it yet.
Really?
That's crazy.
How can you review something without having it?
I don't know. I
That's
assume these
insane.
people like tried it at like a tech thing or something, and they can like read off the specs. Like, yeah, it's 40
No,
hertz.
you have to try it at your setup. You have
I agree.
to.
I completely agree. I
What
was
the
blown
hell?
away. He said that some channels had like stolen his footage of the monitor and were like trying to pass it off as their own. And it was like there's no way these people are real. Like fake
That is
monitor reviews.
crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah. did they have a code? Did they have like 10% off code or something?
I don't know. I asked
I
who,
feel
but he
like they
said like I've
do.
forgotten what their channel name was, so
Yeah.
it didn't bother him that much, I suppose. But
Hmm.
still, how crazy is that? There was one I saw from a larger channel where I realized probably about like 4 minutes into the review that he hadn't shown the monitor yet. And I'm guessing he tried it at like an event or something, yeah, but didn't have it yet. He was just talking about the specs. I don't know. It was very odd. It was very, very odd.
It is. It's like I can go to the website and read that. Like I don't need your 10-minute review, you
Anyway,
know?
do you want my Superlight 2 Dex review that I've just just made?
Yeah.
I had a look at the shape on Elo Shapes. Looks
Okay.
great. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
qualified.
What is the shape most similar to, based on the Elo shapes comparison?
G403.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Writing it first.
Yep, so the mouse sucks, don't buy it.
I saw somebody on Twitter, I don't know if I should name them, but they were like complaining about like spin outs and stuff already, and it's like, oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god.
That's been like a GPX issue, hasn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
has.
Interesting. It's
Since
still
the
not
V1.
fixed.
My
I'd say.
Superlight had spin outs. My M4 button broke and it would just spin out half the time.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I paid $200 for this thing, you know? I guess it's a feature. It just does that.
Aimbot in the mouse.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we want to talk about regarding the peripheral space as a whole? Besides, like, I don't know, general note, like, reviewers, for me, please, put gameplay in the reviews.
The last thing for me would be that standard of having first impressions. Here's my thoughts after a week or a month, because it changes a lot of the times. Like when I get a new peripheral, I'll think like, "Wow, this is really good." Like for example,
The skates?
I was gonna say the skates. Do I name drop them?
Do you want to flame them? You don't have to name drop them. You can just say there's a
No,
pair of skates.
do it.
Okay. There's a pair of skates that is supposed to be like really good for glass pads with like infinite durability, new formula or whatever. And I did a mini review of it with like a little frag video, and at the time I was like quite positive about it. But like these skates are pretty good for doing what the Obsidian Pros do, but like a little better. Then I went back to Jade's like a week later, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot what a smooth skate felt like, because it was just progressively getting scratchier and scratchier to the point where like it was almost unusably just 'cause sensory overload from my mouse. But if I never gave it enough time, I wouldn't be able to make that judgment. And another good comparison is my thoughts on the HSK Pro. When I first bought this mouse, I hated it. It was painful. I could not aim with it. Had me asking questions like, is there such a thing as a mouse that's too light? And now I perform worse on like literally everything else. But I had to put the time in and get good with this mouse, or just get used to it at least, to have an opinion.
So then what do you think is
Actually-
happening within this community? Do you think it's like their first impressions are the review, or is there just no first impressions posted?
That's what I was gonna say.
That's a good question, because not everybody is necessarily just giving first impressions, but I don't know. People put out the reviews so fast. I guess it comes down to when they receive it.
I guess so, yeah.
And that's not necessarily known. But I get it. If you're putting out a lot of content.
Gameplay to look at.
Sorry, what's that?
It would be easier to know if we had gameplay to look at, but
Yeah, the gameplay shit, don't buy that.
Okay, calm down.
Sorry. I'll mute.
But I don't know. I feel like there is a lot of nuance missing from the space as to what each shape actually does.
I've seen a lot of people say like, yeah, X product is so boring, and like that's fair if you review all of them, but like there are a lot of mouse pads now that I would love to talk about because I think they're interesting, like, Freefall, EMC, Kazemi. Those three I could probably make individual videos on because they're all like unique. They have interesting properties. There's a lot about how they affect aim. and I haven't heard it discussed that much. Yeah, I feel like there is still a lot to talk about within this space. It just needs to be tapped into a little more specifically instead of, yeah, reading off spec sheets.
Yeah, I think we need to expand our vocabulary as well for how we talk about peripherals. Because there's a like almost all of the glass pads are talked about in the exact same way, except with like this one's slightly more control, this one's slightly less control, this one's a bit smoother, but like that's it. Nobody's talking about like how it affects aim or like the finer details of how they're different, even though they are very different.
I agree.
Is there anything else we want to add on to this topic?
The last thing that we could touch on is bias. Do you want to zip into that?
That is a hard
is-
question.
That is a hard
It
question.
is tricky.
It is a hard question.
Maybe we save that for another
I'd
time.
actually like, I've been asked a lot about Orbital and their new modular mouse, and I'd like to briefly talk about that. If I should?
Go for it. If you want.
Yeah, so the other thing with that mouse for me, and this is actually something I'd like to hear and said in the comments because I don't know where to draw the line. I had a role in designing parts of the mouse, like the overall width, that one back hump shape that's like asymmetrical, and then also one of the side designs were my ideas. I think I can say that. And because of that, I don't know if I can review this mouse, like ever. You know, even if I have tried the final product, I don't know if I can recommend it or not because, you know, I had input on its design.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
So-
bias there, of course, but I don't know.
If anyone's super passionate about this in the comments, like feel free to let me know what you think I should do in terms of making a video on the product. I'm definitely waiting till full release though. That's final. So
It's a good idea.
That is a tricky question, though. I feel like yours
It's
is
tough.
especially interesting because it's not like a monetary investment; it's a ideological investment. That's an interesting line.
An
to
interesting
draw.
wrinkle is that for the side shape, I suggested it thinking like, I won't like this. I think other people will really like this. And I mean, I was right. There's been a fair few people who have been using it, but I don't know. I don't know how I should talk about it when the time comes. I got a few months to ponder anyway. 'Cause, yeah.
I think this
It's hard when you're like this close to a product, you know? Been working one-on-one with it.
I think this is a weird case because it's not just the mouse; it's one of the mouse shapes, which to
Yeah,
me
that's
kind
true
of
too.
takes away from that like inherent bias. Because even if you don't like this one shape that I made, there's a bunch of other ones that I didn't make. That's pretty fair to criticize.
I don't know. If anyone has any like, yeah, strong opinions about how I should handle this, any disclaimers I should put in the video, I don't think I can make a review. I definitely want to talk about it. I don't know.
I think you
If
can
anyone
make
has
a
any
review.
thoughts, let me know.
I agree. I think you can make a review when it's out. Like the final product, you can make a review.
Yeah.
on.
We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I've got a while to ponder.
Yeah,
So
it's far away.
yeah.
You can always just say that you had a role, you know? I feel like that would absolve a lot of that or like unstated bias by just stating it.
Yeah, just be
Yeah.
like transparent.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate the input from you too. We'll see. Is there anything else anyone wants to add to this topic? I know it's fairly expansive, but I feel like we've talked about a fair bit. So
Not really, for me.
The most disappointing part of the space for me is definitely mouse pads. Because to me,
Yeah.
they affect the aiming experience quite a lot. There are really easy ways to compare pads to each other. And having like other options mentioned in the video is great, as well as just that should be the part where you talk about how it affects your aim. Because like a mouse is a bit more indirect, I feel. Or
I agree.
maybe it just matters less, right? It's more of a preference thing, but like there obviously is preference to mouse pads as well, but there are objective physical characteristics that we can talk about how that will affect your aim per pad.
Or even things like how different pads interact with skates would be interesting for like a, single product review.
for sure.
I don't know.
I feel like
I feel
that-
like there's a lot more to be done that isn't being done.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
That would be a cool like back-to-back test actually. It reminds me of like in the keyboard space where when people are showing off a board, they'll put like a bunch of different switches inside of the board and like play them back to back and here's a sound test of all of them. Like that could be done with
I
like a
love
friction
those
test.
videos.
Yeah. A friction test in skates, like that'd be a pretty good idea.
That would be
Yeah.
cool. Like how Optimum does like the hairdryer test, but with like different skates overlaid.
That's cool. I think I've got everything off my chest now for the space.
Yeah. You guys said it well. I don't have anything to add.
Okay, I think next is from Katie, who asks, why is it better not to hold the mouse tightly?
I mean, it's just about tension, you know? It's like, if you're like death gripping the mouse, you know, you're gonna shake. The more you shake, the less accurate you are. Especially if you're on a higher sense, you know.
Yeah.
It will make you feel more stable because it's harder to move your cursor around, but you sacrifice a lot of fine control and fluidity. Or like JD was saying, when you're really gripping the mouse, like especially on high sense, you probably will end up shaking with your aim a lot and just making overly aggressive movements with your mouse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a tool to be controlled, and applying it universally is going to cause you some issues, as well as RSI.
Yeah. And it's just like, you know, if you're going to use tension somewhere, which you should, I don't think there's a reason to use, because, you know, you only have a limited amount. There's no reason to use like so much of it to just like hold the mouse in one place, like when you don't really need to.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, tension, you're gonna use it no matter what. Like, don't feel bad if you're like tensing yourself. But, should you be tensing all the time? No.
Grip tension is probably the type that I would say to avoid pretty much universally. I don't know. I think it's a lot less situational than like arm tension or wrist tension.
Yeah.
What if you're doing a tension release fingertip? Like,
I mean, who uses like fingertip grip?
all right, next
It's like-
question.
I can't name a single person who uses fingertip
Who
grip.
uses
Not
that?
one.
Me neither.
I'll make sure your gameplay is playing in the background at this point.
No!
There you
What are you
go.
laughing at?
Just laughing at the fact that Pingu has like the fingertip grip.
Yeah, who would do
You're
that?
the only person I know that has that grip, actually.
What do you mean?
Speaking of.
To that extent, I would probably agree.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I use the G502 with a palm grip. What are you talking about? Speaking of which, this is totally unrelated, but I found it interesting. Is that somebody linked me a sheet of
Oh, yes.
the top OS players with mouse, and it's like the top 1,000, all the peripherals. There are so many peripherals I've never heard of in my life. And I think part of what makes it interesting is that most of them are using fingertip grip, but so many of them are using these like ancient brick Logitech mice. I think some of it is outdated, so a lot of them are starting to upgrade now, but it makes me question
Still?
like why it's been more underdeveloped there. Maybe just like generally higher sensitivity, quote unquote, like you don't need to cover as much range of motion. I'm not really sure.
Maybe. I feel like there's also been like not much discussion of like mouse aim in us. At least I don't hear of it. Which could lead to, I don't know. I feel like if you play other games though, you'd like pick up on it fairly quickly.
But it
'Cause I don't
was
think there's a question that like modern peripherals would be better than like
Right?
a G502 on like a. It was like one of the joke mouse pads we were talking about, like the, you know, praying mantis one that I had. Like,
Hey, man, go. You had the cricket one.
that's true.
Why do I know your mouse pad
did I
better
have
than
two
you?
or have I confused them? I'll find it. I'll find it and we'll
Okay,
answer.
okay.
No,
Yeah, you have to
you've-
post it.
There's no way you had a cricket and a praying mantis mouse pad. You
That would
confused them. Come on now. No one's wearing that shit.
Collecting all the insect.
No, I think it was only one. I think I just got it mixed up. one of the
did,
you
times,
did.
and I don't know which.
She also had a cockroach mouse pad.
Oh God, no! Like burn that thing.
But it was fun to go through
that.
that list and just like look up these insane peripherals that I've never heard of in my life.
There was a lot of like bloody mice, right? Was that
Yeah.
bloody
Yeah.
mice?
Well, how did you know? I don't remember talking to this.
Because I know because that was the mouse for like cheating, like
Oh.
loading like not reload recoil scripts and stuff, and you could press like the button on the side and you would have no recoil, you know. But in reality, it's just like
Versatile
pulling your
mouse.
y-axis down. It's like no recoil. It's like the
It was
worst
also the
kind
mouse for
of
like
cheat.
the Minecraft PvP. Because it would
True.
like
What did they
click
do
really
in that?
fast. It would double click over and over, so you could like spam out like 20, 30 CPS.
Yeah.
Like 5 CPS is better.
That's so funny. It's got a broken left click. How is that not
And everyone
like?
loved it.
That's so strange to me. Where it's a skill that people index and they're like, yeah, just buy this mouse that doesn't work
Yeah.
properly.
Buy the broken mouse. Get it?
Can I read you some of these peripherals?
Sure.
So these are all top OS players, and some of these might be outdated, but the Varmillo Mountain Mudflats, the Moticon Volcano Erebus,
Flaps. Is that what you said?
the Mionix XXL, Nun/Desk for mousepad, Vic TSing MMO57, Titan Wolf XXL Speed,
How are these real?
You're fucking with me.
Endorphy Cordora Speed.
I love that one.
Okay, that's enough.
The mud flaps. What the fuck did you say?
I'm tempted to like put them on the screen as you say them.
They're probably just black squares, except for like the desk mats, but
Yeah.
can't forget the Oaklick
my God.
845G Archeron.
Yeah, I love that one.
That's like the most useless peripheral name ever. You can't tell if it's a mouse or a mouse pad or like, I don't know, headphones.
I feel like it could be more niche than that. I feel like it could be like an Azeron alternative. And we would be able
That's
to
true.
know.
Hold on. I have to mute. I'm laughing sound.
I got this stupid like smile, like hurt lines.
So funny. Next question,
can-
please.
Okay. What are your favorite scenarios, not in terms of improvement, but just pure enjoyment?
Positing.
Yep, okay, that checks out. For me, it's probably like a static switching task. Pole switching is up there. But pole switching is probably my number one. And I also really like air scenarios. Those would be up there for me too.
I have a really stupid answer.
I
don't
More
even-
stupid than positing.
Yeah. I don't even know the name
Shut
of
up.
the scenario. I found it from a Snowy VOD. Do you know which one to say, Laura?
I got a few ideas.
Okay. It's a scenario where you're in this like tiny box with one of the humanoid Kovacs bots that shoots balls at you.
Oh yes, I do know this one.
It's like a Coliseum, close,
Close
dodge.
Fast Coliseum robots.
Yeah. That shit
Oh
is so
my
fun.
God.
I don't know, it's just relaxing.
The way you can like recognize that.
Okay. If Snowy had never posted a VOD of it, there's no way I'd know. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love you, but please go outside. Oh my god.
It's because it's a
Total
VOD.
level
Okay?
up.
I've never even played it.
I'm sure.
Check the leaderboards. Then it was cool.
What about all those old accounts?
Yeah. BT Matty, BT Clover, BT Kev. I don't know if they'd have a score on it. It's pretty niche.
Miss Colors.
Well,
I feel like that's all I've got though. I don't know. There aren't really many scenarios that stick out to me as being like, yes, I want to play this so bad. It's like you know, a nice thing to do in the background while I'm like watching something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I just like target switching scenarios.
Me too. Actually, it does kind of lead into a different thing though, which is asking about like ADHD and motivation for aim training and like how we've been able to stay
Okay.
focused.
There we go.
For me, I always have something else that I'm listening to, and Kovacs is like not. I'm not just sitting there playing in silence. I know Matty does. I couldn't do it. I could never.
Wait, does he really?
Yes,
Why is
I've
he
asked
like
him
that?
like, do you listen to music? And he's like, no, I gotta stay focused.
Locked
That's
in.
interesting. I might be even more unhinged than that when I'm going for a score.
Wait.
Yeah,
I will
What do you do?
look up like 10 hours of brown noise.
I knew it. I knew it.
brown
The moment you
noise?
said that, I knew it would be the brown noise.
Please don't laugh at me and my brown noise.
It's good. It's good.
It's
Free
like-
medication. I would put that on a lot.
It's like the sound of rain almost. It's nice. It seems to like kind of make the rapidness of my thoughts and like my ability to stay focused. This is
She's
ableist.
so mean.
This is ableist.
I- I'm in the wrong podcast. That's so funny.
No, fine. I won't talk about how I dealt with my disability.
Sorry. How do you?
Anyway, this is how I got my first platinum scores.
I didn't mute.
Oh my god.
How do you deal with your
I am-
ADHD?
I am on your team here. Brown noise here is good. You just try it. Look it up. You'll see.
Sorry.
You'll see, you'll see,
sorry.
you'll see.
You
Do
gotta
you
be
not
a
like the
brown
sound of
noiser.
rain?
She can't I mean, I put the sound of rain on when I'm like sleeping, not when I'm aim training.
Okay, well.
You probably. So you're probably on Google like on a train while it's raining. There's a bit of thunder in the background. Like you're probably like super specific about it. That's when you that's when you hit your PBs.
Oh my god.
Why did she hate me, Laura?
Oh my god. I haven't laughed like that in a while. Thank you, Pingu.
You're welcome.
Oh
I just listen to music.
no. I am on your side here. I haven't listened to it in a while. Like I said though, pre-medication, it just like it made my brain shut up. I liked it. Don't knock it till you try it,
I'm
alright?
not.
You
I'm
are
not-
knocking it.
I'm not knocking. Not knocking.
Sorry, just you wait till all of the ADHD aimers rise up, destroy you on the leaderboards. Thanks to the brown noise stick.
Your top 300 season 3 and gone tomorrow. You just
No,
wait.
no, they can't concentrate. It's fine. I have no worries.
I've given them the keys to the
They'll be
kingdom.
able to.
Yep.
with
They're on
this.
YouTube right now. They have 5 tabs open. It's fine.
We're gonna get
Next
last time it was the
question.
comments about how we were mean to Jades. This time we'll be mean to ADHD people.
Sorry.
All 3 of us have it.
I mean, that's the truth. But, you know. Next question, please.
That's all we got.
Oh, God.
Is it? Are we done? Are we ending it there?
Wait. Okay, hold on. 1 hour? Are we doing a 1 hour podcast?
I think one.
That's what it's meant to be.
Sure. Do we have any other questions?
I do have one more written down.
All right.
Yeah, go
Let's
for
do
it.
I referenced this in the intro. We got to answer it. What games has everyone got on rotation lately, or what game are you excited for from 4 a.m. Magic?
Are there any upcoming FPSs that are exciting to us? Delta Force, Black Ops 6, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say those 2 are the big standouts for me.
Black
Yeah,
Ops
Black Ops
6. Okay, explain to me. Diabolical Rogue, is that game out? Or is that like an alpha?
I was talking to Raven recently. We're talking about how like, that Diabolical Rogue was really fun when it came out. They go up to check the Steam charts, and there's been 0 players in the past 2 weeks.
Oh,
That is so
no.
depressing. It's like PB pace of like how fast can you kill your game? Oh, let's add a tiny unit that has a grenade launcher. That sounds really fun to play against. Oh, let's make our beta $20 for what reason? Sorry.
So,
like
okay,
a-
so
like a
you
free
didn't answer my
beta.
question though. Is it out or not?
No, it's not. It's not. It's, I
Okay.
mean, there's still hope, right?
There's still
I
hope.
feel
I
like
was
free
about to
beta
say.
paid game
Okay.
would have been the way to go. Like get people interested, get people invested.
I know, right? It's not that
I know.
complex.
I guess I would still say that I am vaguely excited for it, but it will probably be dead in my region on arrival.
Yeah.
So
And if they have that
There.
dumbass class in the game, like I don't know, it's over. That's the first thing out of the game. Is that? Sorry.
I think
Any
besides
other-
that, yeah, it's just Delta Force Black Ops 6, really.
Oh, Delta Force is a good shout, actually. Yeah, Black Ops
It
6, Delta
is.
Force. There's that new Battlefield game, but I think it's coming like
Oh
next year,
right,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still like far off,
Mhm.
so can't get too
I know,
excited.
tentative anyways. I won't be pre-ordering it, and that's all I'll say.
No, me
Um,
neither. I mean, there's games I'm
else,
excited
hey?
about, but they're not FPS.
Yeah, let's talk about those
Yeah.
next. What you got?
I guess
Oh,
first, what have we been playing that isn't FPS?
Skyrim.
Do you
I
want to
got-
talk about the project?
Yeah, I mean, I got Shadowbanned on COD, so I can't play COD. I can play it on console, but I mean, plugging a mouse and keyboard into console, like, that feels so jank. It feels so bad. And playing controller is like, it's fun, but I get a bit bored after a while. Because it's not, it's not me doing it. It's a controller.
Oh my god.
But anyway, sorry.
A
Sorry.
revival of the segment from last time.
You've
Cut that
called
shit
all
out.
of the reviewers bad. You've called everyone with
it
ADHD
out.
disabled and pathetic. You've called all controller players fraudulent.
You play controller?
No.
Oh
Interesting.
god.
No, no.
You're on like a speed run.
Sorry. Yes, speedruns to get cancelled. But anyway, I've been playing Skyrim because yes, I got Shadowbanned on COD. So, and I'm doing a video about it. I'm trying to get all the achievements in like a speedrun time, and I'm editing it and
Another
trying
speed run.
to make it funny. I don't know if it's funny, but
It's funny.
it
It's
made-
funny.
I think
It
it's
made
funny.
okay, user biased, but
That's
I
true.
mean I made myself laugh. I think that's a good test. But yeah, I'm trying to get all the achievements. It's still got a while to go. I've got like 8 minutes of like, preferably like I want to do like an hour video. It's gonna be something completely new for my channel anyway.
I'm
But
really keen for it. I think
I
it's going to
respect
turn out
that,
really
yeah.
well.
it's something I wanted to do for a while. Apart from FPS games, I really like 100%ing games. Like, I'm a completionist at heart, so I like to get all the achievements and stuff. So it's something I wanted to do
Do
for a
you-
while, like I said, and may as well do it. If it flops, it flops. If it does well, it
Do you have
does
the
well.
completionist mindset for Kovacs as well?
Yes, I do.
What's 100% in Kovacs?
100% in Kovacs is Celestial complete. Like that's it. And
And yet Laura's not satisfied still for some reason.
okay, well,
Am I
I'm not
really
Laura.
qualified to make this next video?
It's fraudulent. Fraudulent's also completed. Season 3 doesn't count.
Oh, that's
I'm
true.
not
Okay,
good
never mind.
enough. I'm only Celestial complete. But yeah, I that's me. It's me in a nutshell. I like completing games.
I respect it.
Yeah, I'm making a video about it. So that'll be out in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a date for it. So hype, I guess.
That's hype. Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm keen.
Yeah.
It's actually like surprisingly well executed. Not because like
What do you mean by
Toxic.
that?
not because like you
The
just have no
return.
experience.
Surprising.
Alright? This is your first video you're editing in this style, and it's feeling like one that I would find like, oh, let me check out this Skyrim video that's got like 1 million views. It's well edited.
A
well-
million, okay.
What the? Okay, never mind.
It's well put
My
together.
bad.
It's good.
Yeah.
Try to give you a compliment, and this is how.
Jenny, you fucking suck at making videos. No.
All right, leave in the
I-
comments
I
who's gonna
guess
replace me for next episode.
It's Maddie. No, I know what you're saying. I'm only messing with you.
Yeah, I know.
It's something I'm working on. It'll be out in a while. I don't have a date for it. You'll see.
You're still trying
the
to do it
meantime,
before you visit? Or is
I
that like...
do, but I don't know. At the very least, I want most of it done. At the very least, like the gameplay. And I can do the voiceover at yours. But yeah. That's enough. That's enough for the spoilers.
Okay, well, I'll stop prying. What have we been playing, Pingu? I don't know.
FTL,
I guess so,
F04,
yeah.
Bonnie
Yeah,
Isaac?
I've been playing a little Fallout
Little
4.
Isaac, Little Isaac.
Little Isaac. We love that game.
You played a little Fallout London this week, didn't you? Short session.
I tried, but I kept dying over and over to the ball guys. So I reinstalled Vanilla, and I'll try Fallout London again later.
Oh, that's a good shout, actually. I want to play that more.
I'd love to watch you play it, actually.
I
I
might
was
play it
invested in
after
your
this
playthrough.
podcast. Yeah.
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta give a shout out to FTL Multiverse as well.
True.
Arguably, like one of the best mods ever made for any game.
Yeah, I think we can say that. Can I talk about the moment that I had when I played it?
Yeah,
on
do that.
So you find different characters to man your ship, and the vanilla game has, I don't think there are any unique characters. Maybe they're named something funny. Multiverse has some characters that have unique abilities or, entirely unique designs. This one was like one character that had eaten another character and the other character was like still alive. So you got the benefits of both characters. And I found this like event where, you had to try and solve the conundrum because like the guy who had been eaten wants out. But because I had a certain system on my ship, which, you only get sometimes, I was able to convince them, quote unquote, it was a mind control system, to come on board my ship. And then once they're on board my ship, I get to a system where they're checking my ship to make sure I'm allowed. And they scanned, like, they made a comment on it. The game had a comment about me having this, like, ultra rare character that I've never seen in 100 hours, like, and that I was only able to get through a unique, like, system that I had in the check. Like, they wrote, like, the guard was confused and thought I was trying to, like, smuggle someone past or something. And I was just blown away because, like, I've never seen this character in 100 hours of gameplay, and they have a special line at this unique thing for the unique thing. Like, this is like one in like 100,000 playthroughs of the game or something kind of rare. It's stupid. I've never seen anything like it.
It's an absurd level of attention to detail. Like, and like the soundtrack is so good too. I snuck it into
Yeah.
the last Voltaic
Yeah.
video.
Oh
Like,
my god.
It's hard to understate how much it adds to a game that we both already thought was basically perfect.
Yeah.
And this is somehow like,
And it
to me, it's like over twice as good.
the impressive thing is that it doesn't just build on what's already there. It like changes and like edits it in ways that improve it. And like that was crazy to me. I don't know. The more I play it, the more impressed I get. Still, after like 100 hours of gameplay, I'm getting more impressed with like, a mod for this super old roguelite.
That's how you know it's good. Like a game or a mod. The more you
When it
play
just
it, the more you
doesn't
like
stop getting. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Ramble over. Play the game if you like FTL.
Yes.
Oh my god. Honestly though, can we stop the podcast? I want to go play Fallout London.
Is this where we're ending it then? Podcast interrupted by Fallout London.
Sorry. I have other things.
I feel like
to
we've
do.
gotten through most of what we wanted to
Some
talk
of my
about
games.
anyways. Yeah, what have you been playing recently? I mean, I guess you said Bunny Isaac.
A little bit. I've been having a bit of a roguelike phase. Bit of Spelunky, bit of Isaac, but honestly a lot of gunfire. Probably because of my second channel. But yeah, anyway, that's it.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone wants to add to that question? Any question? 'Cause I think I've said
no, not
everything I
really.
wanted to.
No, I think I'll be able to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed, and gonna remind again to ask us questions because, like, We need stuff to talk about for this.
If you've made it to this point, thanks for watching, losers. Honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, now you've insulted all of the viewers, not even targeting a specific demographic. You want all of them to hate you.
You fucking nerds. What's your aim podcast? Unreal.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to cut anything.
Mm-hmm. Maybe the part where I bring up brown noise. Take
What?
no,
No, that's so funny.
It's good. It's actually brown noise is actually good. Brown noise is actually you're laughing at it, but it's good.
Oh my god, why is it so funny to me? I want to see your Google history.
I'm
So
linking it.
bad. Brandon.
Listen.
Let me listen. Okay. You're you're special.
No. Look, while you're playing Fallout London, put this low volume in the background, okay? Trust me. Trust me. It's good. Bitch, if I'm special, you're special in the same way. We got the same thing going on up there.
Excuse me.
That's it.
So-
I'm listening to Pink Noise from now on.
I'm not. I'm not laughing.
Oh my god.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.